Hello, hi, this is your friendly neighbor, Game Spider. Welcome to the space in between. Now, this is a game, I believe, about sort of the identity of being an Asian American and the relationship between immigrant Asian parents, something like that. And it's really interesting because I relate to it, and there's so much that has been going on this past week or two that really connects strongly with this. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get started. Yep, let's do it. And June, what is the answer to problem 14? You have absolutely no idea what the professor's talking about. You have spent the previous night watching anime instead of doing your homework. Man, I wish. I don't watch anime. Don't shame me, please. All of a sudden, you feel a kick from the side of your desk. It's 47, a voice whispers from your right. You see Miles. Hi, Miles. How you doing?
Hey.
After class, you approach him. Thanks for that, you say. Glancing at his backpack, you see a familiar pin from your favorite band. You listen to Fleet Foxes? Your first date with him is a concert or at the park. Hey, I meet you at the park. I think the park is real calm, real nice. Really calm and nice. A week later, you two sit at the beach pier listening to a street performance as the sky turns from soft pink to black. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes or no? I really wanna... Man, I wonder. If I say no, what happens? Are you crazy? This is supposed to be a dating sim? Miles stutters. Oh, haha. Sorry, I just thought. I'm kidding, of course. Ah! Man, I wanted to see where that went. That was hilarious. You two bond over your shared taste in obscure video games or memes. Sure, obscure video games. I don't know what type of video games we play. You know. He likes Night in the Woods, The Beginner's Guide, Florence. The only question I have is when is the wedding? I think I've heard of A Night in the Woods. I don't know. As the weeks go on, you discover that he's endearingly awkward, sincere, and nurturing. You like how easily your conversations flow, a constant stream of stories, surprising vulnerability, and the recommendation share. He may not have been your first best friend, but he's the most special one. Cause here's the guy who notices the way you can't help yourself when you get excited, who holds you when you need it the most. You didn't realize that there was still romance in the world left for you, but here it is, big and glowing and full. You decide to celebrate by either having a solo dance party in a room or baking every baked good you could possibly think of. So that's gonna take a while. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll bake. Oh, what's wrong with bacon? Nah, I'll do it. What's wrong with bacon? I just realized what I said. There's nothing wrong with bacon. Baking, bacon, weird pronunciation skills that I have. So you make... you make mediocre banana bread. The joy is still in the I cannot English, but the joy is in the refining. And so you keep trying. Your friends don't even ask why you're smiling so much. It takes you two to the lookout spot next to his suburban house, and you slow dance to Hannah Hunt by Vampire Weekend or Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves. What's Hannah Hunt? I've never heard it. Is these songs? Alright, let's try Hannah Hunt, sure. Our days were long, our nights no longer, count the seconds, watching the hours. And suddenly you understand why heartbreak and sorrow must happen. To have this joy shine so brightly, you see his neighborhood lights reflect his eyes. Reflects in his eyes? Sure, and you dare to take his hand. Hand. Lots of hands. Hand. You're now 5 months into your relationship. Alright. 5 months going strong. Can't believe you're driving us 2 hours just to go stargazing. I officially won the boyfriend lottery. I like driving. Plus, it would be nice with just us two. My sense of direction is kind of questionable and there's no signal, so I don't know if it's a good thing. We did pick a good long drive playlist. My sense of question is kind of questionable. I can't remember things. I'm sorry, I can't really drive too well. I really can't. I can't remember the roads though. Look, that spot will be pretty. It's all in the middle of the woods. A bear tries to eat us. You're fighting it and I'm running for help. Glad to know you're committed to our safety. I'm very committed. I'm the one devising the plan in the case a bear mauls us. I bet I'm faster running than you. I bet. I got it. I'll distract the bear by seducing it. You can run into the bear and knock it over. Then we both run away. The power of fear will motivate me to run faster. You know, let me seduce the bear. I'm gonna seduce the bear. I'm unbelievably sexy. Oh, why? I don't think the bear will be easily seduced. You've been mistaken. You're too naive. You don't know how well my seduction skills are. What? You're saying I'm not pretty enough for the bear? You're telling me your own girlfriend? Like she's uglier than a bear? That's not what I said. Sure, Miles, sure. Yes, but that's what you meant. I tell you you're pretty all the time. Oh, I didn't know. What? You have a thing for bears? You want to break up with me? You don't know how to be the deuce, you're gonna let me die instead? You have a thing for bears. No, I do not. That's why you think a bear won't like me, because you yourself want the bear. You're crazy. You should call this bear dating simulator instead. That is not what's going to happen. I like that it's like meta as well. It's like me, myself, know that I'm in a game. Sounds really familiar. I'm so glad you're comfortable enough to share this with me. It's not true though. First step is getting help for your bear problems, admitting you have one. Fine, if a bear comes to attack, you run. I'm glad we can agree on the plan. I too am thrilled. I don't think I've been here since I was a kid. I didn't realize how beautiful it is here. I'm so used to the city. Yeah, there's no one here. Let's set up a blanket and lay down. Alright, let's set up a blanket. Let's toss the blanket down. Do you know any constellations? No, I wish I did. I always thought they were boring, so I made my own. What do you mean? I would create random shapes for the stars, and then come up with my own backstory. Either random one or I thought of for something from my life. Well, that's so wholesome. My mom said I was an imaginative kid. Baby, I'm very imaginative kid as well. We could do that now. That's okay. It was a stupid idea. No, I want you. Here. Let me start. Alright, how do I start? You're not stargazing with Miles. To form a constellation, click and drag between pairs of stars until all the edges of the constellation are visible. To find more constellations, move the mouse across the edge of the screen to scroll across the night sky. Complete constellation will unlock more constellations. Have fun! Alright. Ooh, there's one up here. Hello. There's a lot of them. Right, let's just start with this one. Hey bonk. Hey bonk. Hey bonk. No. Hey bonk. Okay. Hey bonk. No. This way? Okay. I see. I see it. That does not look like... That was not a camera in the slightest. Here. I see a camera. I was thinking, what if pictures could do more than just show you how something looked? Let's say you took a picture of a landscape. You could also smell the fresh air there. You can feel the ground. You can basically feel like you were there. I feel like that's a recipe for a disaster. It's just a bigger incentive for me to not leave my house. Yes, indeed. Man, if I took pictures of my entire room and you could do that, I guess it'd give more immersion to be like, hey, I'm sitting next to you while you're playing games. But at the same time, like, why? Alright, that's a bigger incentive for me to not leave my house. If you use it that way, very much could. I can be Mount Everest in the warmth of my room. Use it. You can be on call with your friend, look at the picture of Paris, all obeying your PJs. Photojournalism would be on a whole new level. People in long-distance relationships will love this. You think you could do one? Do what? Long-distance relationship? I guess, sure, yeah. Seriously? What? It's better than having nothing. No wrong. I think I could. I would have to date. I would have to have a date to look forward to. I would have a date to look forward to that would. Oh, okay. I see. My English is not that great. You know, about your camera idea, I think it'd be interesting if we could do that with pictures of ourselves at different points of our lives. We can see how far we've come. Your therapist would love that. There are times when I'm sad, I'm just reminded that I was. There are times when I'm sad where just a reminder that I was once happy is enough. That's real dark. Therapists would love that. Therapists would love that. I'd never had a therapist, so I don't know how to say the things on that. She would, but I'm not sure I would. Why not? You're so much happier than you used to be. Oh, duh! I pressed an accident. Read that for me, Google.
Yeah, but before that period, I was also happier. So it would be this disappointment that I let myself get so sad, but then some joy from seeing improvement.
Alright. That's the ebb and flow of life. Then I wish life would stop ebbing so much. If we could put a barrier to be like, I'm only allowed to be disappointed by this disappointed in my life, then that would be great. I am tripping over words like the Flash trips over in Joss Whedon's cut of Justice League. Man, I'm sorry. Not really. You have nothing seriously to be disappointed in yourself for. Oh, trust me, there's some deep-rooted regret in myself. Relatable. Think there's the way we're dating? Do we both deal with things that we're beyond a mental capacity? Yeah, probably. Probably. Ooh. Let's go over here. Let's do this one. At bonk. Do this one? No. Okay, so it's this way. I'm confused on what this. The pond. That's not a tree. That looks like a hourglass bottle or something. I don't know. See a pond at Boston Commons. Never been there before. It's a super pretty park that's right next to downtown. I used to go there a lot when I lived there. But it's a spot like that where I lived. It's just playgrounds where no one really wanted to hang out at. I mean, I'd love to be there alone. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being there alone, you know, that's totally fine. Although, fun fact, I had my first kiss at a playground. What's so special about Commons? Fun fact, I had a first kiss at the playground. It's not me, though, because don't question it. How old were you? At 17. Why were you at the playground? To be fair, I was in the car in the parking lot, and no, I'm not proud. Anyway, what about the go? Yeah, you know, that's fine. You don't need to worry about why or when. You know, just talk about the playground some more. No, not the playground. I mean the pond. Ugh. The night before we left for college, my friends and I went to the Commons. We stayed up until 4 a.m. talking about what we'd be like in college, and we all promised to keep in touch with each other. That, for the most part, rarely ever happens, as far as I've seen. I don't really keep in touch with my friends here when I'm going to. I don't think that happens. Also, I kind of just don't talk to people. That's just me in general. Then everything happened and I'm like, I haven't talked to any of them so long. I feel like they've all moved on with their lives. It's never too late to reach out. They probably wonder where you are. Yeah, but I kind of ghosted them when I took my quarter off. I ghosted everyone. I'm sure they understand if you explain it. Yeah, they would most likely understand, hopefully. But it wasn't like we naturally drifted apart. Yeah, but you never know one day if you can't say sorry. I was listening to this news story about this phone booth in Japan that doesn't work. A lot of Japanese people died in the 2011 earthquake, and people started going to this phone booth to talk to the dead. Anyway, someone put the microphone in there with permission, and the part did this whole piece about the phone booth. I don't like to think about grief like that. I was listening to a recording, it was painful to hear even as a bystander. After that, I realized it's never too late to reconnect. The fragility of human life is terrifying. It's very, very terrifying. You don't know when you're gonna go. You don't know when any of your family members are gonna go. So it's always good to like have a good relationship with them. You know, so if they go, you kind of be satisfied with where you are in terms of your relationship with them. Unless you're, you know, there's a lot of circumstances as to why your relationship would be really good. But if it's like something like it was kind of bad from the start, you really don't want to reconnect because it wouldn't be good, or you wouldn't like it, and I guess the other person on the other end probably doesn't want to, then I guess that's just for the best that you don't reconnect if you don't want to. I'm not saying don't reconnect. I mean, there's always a try, and I think you should try to reconnect if possible, but if some things aren't meant to, then sometimes just some things aren't meant to be. I guess you're right. I keep thinking I'll do it, but then I put it off. You give yourself a chance to be forgiven. There was this one recording of the guy talking to his mom and started thinking about it. What will eventually happen one day, we'll have all this year where we didn't see each other. You need to give yourself the chance to be forgiven. Doesn't that mean I have to forgive myself first? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You have to forgive. Hello, there's something up here. Yo, I think it's always good to forgive yourself. The funny thing is, I was clicking and I was like, oh, these things make sounds, but no, hey, no. See a record, I see a CD. Is there a difference? I don't think, well, I mean, it's one set of logic more advanced. But I like records more. Records are better. Why a record? I was at the dream to hang up record sleeves on my wall. Before I went through life trauma, I thought life's problems could be solved through listening to a good song. No, but they very much can sort of relieve it. I know from personal experience. I wish I could be that naive. Now it just represents a person I can never be again. I don't think so. It's a part of you. That's the one that gets excited over everything. Is the reason I wanted you to be my girlfriend. You're the one who constantly tells me to appreciate the beauty of the universe. Yeah, but I'm also the person where it's like one small thing goes wrong and I'm cursing the universe. Never told you this. The first time we talked over video chat before we even started dating, my sisters already knew that I liked you. Did you tell them? No, they could hear it in my voice. What could possibly be different about your voice? What could be different about my voice? You know what the funny thing is? When I dated my ex, like even before we dated, she yells at me in this high-pitched fashion. And my science teacher, she was, I never told her that we dated. The thing was, when we did, she was like, yeah, I know you guys are dating. I was like, how? She was like, yeah, she yells at you and she talks to you at such a higher pitch. I was like, I think that's just because she yells at me. But yeah, it was really interesting, like, just moment I had with the science teacher. She was like, oh yeah, I could tell. She was like, okay, great, thanks. Could possibly, yeah, be heard about your voice. I sounded happy. You need to stop being so cute or I'm going to start appreciating the beauty of the universe again. I don't think you realize how much joy you have for being alive. That's because life doesn't always feel so simple. Think I'm too cheesy? Think I'm too cheesy? Huh? Think I'm too cheesy? Huh? I tried to make a cheese joke, but nothing came to mind. No, I think we need cheese in the world. I spent so long being depressed. I need someone to tell me that they believe in the magic of the universe. I'm not that person for you. You aren't most of the time. But every time I need it, you shake me and tell me I need to be here so I don't miss all the future happy memories. Remember that time we went to karaoke? Talking about the New Year's Eve? Yeah. Didn't life feel simple then, despite everything that was happening in our lives? Then I was one of the last moments I thought everything was going to be okay. We were counting down to the new year. I really thought I was going to put my past behind. Thought there's no way this year would be as bad. But here we are. Here we are. Here we are. I'm not the one to believe in miracles, but I want to. For you. I don't need a miracle. I just want a break. I was talking to my therapist about your situation. And she told me that you have to acknowledge that your world view is influenced by your mom. Sometimes the negative self-talk isn't you. It's you mirroring your mom. Your therapist is onto something. She usually is. Very much onto something. Is there anything here? No, is it? No? Okay. Guess there's nothing else to do. Oh, that's it. I was about to say, am I missing something there? Okay, so I think it's just this. I see white rabbit candy. I see Yakult. I have no idea what white rabbit candy is. I do know Yakult. Am I pronouncing that right? But I never drunken it. Never drank it. What's that? It's a Japanese yogurt drink I used to have when I was little. I don't think I had that as a kid. I had something completely different. Never heard of that before. A sweet and tangy drink I only found in Asian supermarkets. Parents used to drive us every couple of weeks to 99 Ranch Market. I haven't had it in years though. Asian grocery stores and supermarkets are the best. Absolutely the best. All the Asian snacks you could ever have, right there. You can go to anywhere, big or small, and they always have the same thing. You can get it anywhere, it's so good. We should go out sometime to get it. Yeah, maybe we could. I was actually at H-mart recently. I was at an H-mart. I was at an H-mart recently, like 2 days ago. See, Yakult in an Asian market. Really, see, I didn't know whether I should buy it or not. Let's go with the H-mart. Oh man, it's been forever since I've been in an H-mart. It's been so long. I mean, it's been so long since I've been in any grocery store that's like H-mart. It's been so long. Saw this Asian film once, and this girl hoarding all these small drinks. I bet it's Yakult. Yeah, I bet. It feels so weird seeing them on the shelf. These Asian markets still feel exactly the same as when I was 8. There's so many kids shopping with their parents hiding lychee jellies in the cart. That used to be me when I go with my mom. Well, man, it brings up so many memories. I don't think I've ever hidden lychee jellies in the cart. Probably because it's my dad. He doesn't like us getting too many snacks. But lychee jellies are great, man. I think he enjoys lychee jellies. He's just like, man, you probably should be eating some snacks. Just eat more fruit. That's true. Please eat your fruits. Fruits are good. Yeah. I never hid lychee jellies. Have I ever hid anything? I don't think so. It's just like food. I don't think so. Really don't think so. I don't have food memories in any grocery store. Ralph is just Ralph's. What's Ralph's? I don't know what Ralph's is. I didn't realize the grocery stores were such an integral part of the Asian experience. Very much. They're very much integral part of the Asian experience. I mean, I guess there's a lot of... It's just not just Asian, probably. You have fond memories in a grocery store, you know. You're all connected in some way. In your culture, you know, that's... Grocery stores should be a part of the experience of your culture. Now that I'm an adult, I don't really do Asian things anymore. I don't have anyone to speak Chinese to. I don't know what brand of udon to buy. I don't know either. Oh, you wouldn't like that. I didn't realize much of my identity as a Chinese person, Chinese person. Alright. Was rooted in my parents guiding me. Would you ever want to cook Asian food with me? Do I sound stupid? Want to cook Asian food with me? Come on, it'd be great. Depends on if it includes eating Asian food. Yes, always. But I'll probably finish it first. Obviously. Then I'm in. Ooh. Ah, there's more. There's more. That looks like a Dorito. Oh my god, there's a Dorito looking one. Is this the Dorito? Is this a Dorito? Don't know if this is Dorito. That is not a Dorito. Where did this tail come from? That wasn't a part of the constellation. I see a tea bag. Why is that? I see people make tea by putting it in the leaves alone. Growing up, I didn't know that tea bags existed. My Lao never gave me white people tea. No idea what Lao is. Is Lao Chinese for grandmother? Oh yeah, because I'm not Chinese, obviously. Or you said if she was... Yeah, we used to drink tea in the weekends and she gossiped about Chinese boys at our carpool group. Oh, that's so cute. She was friends with the other Asian grandmas my era, so she told me the insider tea about their lives. Get out, just leave. Okay, I'll leave. Goodbye. I know. I'm hilarious. I'm indeed hilarious. Uh-huh. Always got along because she was so accepting even if she goes to rural China. She told me she thought we were handsome when we met. She thought you were handsome. I'm glad I ever stamped her approval. The fact that she likes you even though you are Chinese is big. That's supposed to be an accomplishment. She grew up being taught traditional Chinese ideals, meeting the respect and adhere to social order. Maybe the changing generation shifted her perspective. Maybe. Probably. She's really accepting the new generation. She actually vocalizes on how she's feeling. What? What I mean is the Chinese people never express their feelings or love directly. It's always like, you know, your mom is thinking of you because she brings you sliced fruit to your room. My grandma does that and says it to me. My grandmother did that too. What does that even mean? You know, like when I'm studying, my grandma will drop off hours in my room so I can have a snack. That's I love you in Asian terms. That very much is true. If she changed the definition of love in Chinese dictionary, so it means bringing produce to your door. That's so sweet. What does she think of your mom? She pretends her distance doesn't exist. For talking to 5 stages as a group, my grandmother is a mixture of denial and bargaining. Denial and bargaining. Well, the very foundation of her family has been ruined, so it makes sense. You know, when you talk to someone who's fighting with their parents, you usually give them the advice of talking things over, at least eventually. I was talking to Reese and she said you should cut your losses and move on. That's how you know you gotta reach acceptance. My glasses are hold up, you man. Look at my glasses real quick. You even think that's even possible in your situation? Then what's the alternative? Lamenting my family until I'm paralyzed? Hope? I have to hold on to hope. That's all I've got, really. That is indeed. Like, ooh, what's this? Up? No. This looks like a silent smiley face. Like eye, nose, mouth. So this goes here. Okay. No. All right. Ooh, okay, so that doesn't go there. That does go there. Where does this go to? Ooh. Oh, there's one down here. Ah, that's a tree. I see Joshua Tree. Don't even remind me. Come on. I want to speak of the events of Joshua Tree. So where it wasn't that bad. Like, I don't think seeing your girlfriend cry needs to happen after a certain number of dates. But I feel like a third date was one definitely too early. I blame you. You're the one who said Lady Bird was your favorite film. You're the one who bought it. I'm just saying Joshua Tree cannot be a constellation. Joshua Tree cannot be a constellation. Can it be? I don't know. I didn't realize it was gonna make you cry. You suggested 2 movies, either Lady Bird or that random sci-fi film. How is Star Wars a random sci-fi film? Anyway, I wasn't particularly in the mood. Also, didn't want to sound unappreciative and reject her thoughtfulness, so we watched it. If you said something, I wouldn't have been offended. I was pretty touched that you mentioned I was pretty touched that I mentioned liking Lady Bird and you remembered to bring it. I didn't want to be exposed for never seeing Star. I didn't want to. I definitely saw Star Wars. And it definitely wasn't the last one. That was the first one that I watched. No, definitely not. No, indeed. No, definitely not. Not. If you had seen it then, it wouldn't be embarrassing anymore. It's embarrassing now that you're exposing me about Lady Bird, and there's no need to bring up Star Wars either. I don't think that crying is embarrassing. I don't either, but I've shared my life trauma with you before, so you knew my last name. Not to mention, before you knew my last name, not to mention you were stone cold the entire film. In your defense, the movie is about a relationship with the main character and her mom, and was sort of related to your life. I should have pretended to watch the movie, but actually stared off into the distance to prevent the waterworks. That's absurd. We're at Joshua Tree. Why would you bring a movie there of all places? I figured maybe we have some downtime if we were tired of hiking. Should have brought a board game instead. You alternatively could have made out the entire time. We could have made out the entire time, though. I support that idea, but I brought Lady Bird instead. I should have had a courage to reject both movies. It's okay. I think you're exaggerating. I'm just saying that I'll never live this down. On my deathbed, I'll look back on my life and be like, oh, remember that time you cried? Not just a single tear or two, but sobbed on your 3rd date with Miles? I remember. I think that's a bit dramatic. Well, dramatic is sobbing during a movie where you're trying to impress the guy. My cold girl disguise was gone by 15-minute mark. Who would have even sat at 15 minutes? Exactly. You get my point entirely. I have the ability to think about Lady Bird and get emotional on the spot. I have that ability. I am an actor on my own. You see yourself in the movie. That's an emotional thing. My whole thought process with that movie is absurd. Then what is it? The reason I cried so much at Lady Bird isn't just because I see so much of my mom in her mom. Because they're able to reconcile at the end when I'm not able to. Oh, June, that's probably a valid reason to cry. All these books and movies were if you wait around long enough, they'll come by. But this is my real life. One that can't be wrapped in a nice, succinct ending. No, but you make that ending. This moment in Lady Bird, when Lady Bird goes, I wish that you liked me. Her mom replies, of course I love you. But then she's like, do you like me? And honest to God, I don't know whether I would ask the question with like or love, because I don't think I'm ready to hear the answer to either. June, you shouldn't be ashamed of any of that. You know, at my high school graduation, my mom got mad at me for wanting to take pictures with my friends. She was grumpy the entire night, yelled at all of us during dinner, and straight up refused to speak to me. And it was like, I know high school graduation is stupid and meaningless, but it's like, I wanted to have one day where I could feel like a normal kid with normal parents. You know how Lady Bird ends. Wanting your parents to be proud of you is human. It is indeed. As this one time I went to my friend Cindy's house. Her sister let me borrow her clothes, and they helped me do my makeup. Her parents saw us dressing up and ordered us sandwiches. We all watched a movie together. And they were like, we do this every Friday. And it was like, why can't my family do something like this simple without screaming at each other's throat? Why can't they let me pretend that everything's okay? I'm never going to understand the nuances between you and your mom, but feeling frustrated over your relationship with her is normal. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be frustrated. I guess I wanted to have something completely separate from my mom, where I didn't have to talk to her about my brain can't take the English. Where I didn't have to talk to her about her, not to her, about her, because I know it confuses people, and I didn't want to deal with the feeling of being misunderstood by more people. Oh, June, I'm sorry you're going through this. Thanks for listening. Always. Is there any more down here? No? Okay. What's this? This looks like butt cheeks. Don't know why, but it looks like butt cheeks. See? The cheeks. Yes! Butt cheeks. It's a peach. I was right. The entire time. Why a peach? I was 8 them growing up. When I was younger, my mom and I used to go on walks in our neighborhood. She'd steal peaches off the neighbor's tree. That's the Chinese family thing. I feel like we all grew up watching their parents steal fruit. Isn't that illegal? Man, maybe, probably. My mom is not intimidated by the law. My family is not intimidated by the law either. We eat grapes before we buy them. And then we don't buy the ones that we've already eaten from because they don't taste good. That's how you pick fruit. I've never heard of that. Trust me, it's the thing when I went to my Asian friends' houses, their parents would offer me stolen fruit as a peace offering. And then they would ask me what I'm studying, if I have a boyfriend, whether I have post-grad plans. So the whole you having a boyfriend-girlfriend thing is universal. I think all parents secretly worry their kid isn't gonna find someone. When someone asked me that, I'm like, I'm already worried about my eternal singledom. I'm already worried about my eternal singledom. You know, there's so much more. Have you actually said that? My friend's mom went and asked me if I had a boyfriend. I was like, try my absolute best. Don't you worry. I clicked that again. Seriously. They asked if the boys are pursuing us left and right. It's more like we're hustling to find a man. Then what happens if you find a boyfriend? That's all the questions normal people are too afraid to ask. I could have gossiped to my friends about whether he is a man of quality. That's all the questions normal people are afraid to ask. If you were to tell people any Asian mother you were dating someone, the first question would be what is his major, how rich of his family is, and how rich he is. The 3 staple questions to every Asian parent's discovery of your relationship. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's always how it works. There's nothing else. It's always how it works. This game is unbelievably relatable in so many ways. Can't take that kind of pressure. First time my high school boyfriend came over for dinner, she asked us in Chinese, he was Chinese, every detail about his family and what he wants to be when he grows up. He was okay with it? That week before he went to his house, and mom did the same thing to me. I'd still be terrified. So many very specific parts of Asian American culture that we automatically understand, like the whole fruit tree thing and dating. I was talking to Rebecca the other day about growing up as an Asian kid, and she was like, I was so embarrassed of our food, or its food smells like at lunch. I realized that was also me. That was me on so many levels. I stopped bringing home food because of that exact reason. They were like, hey, your food smells. I mean, if I was the way I was now, slightly rude and not giving a care in the world, I would say, screw you, I don't care. Food to me is great. Food is food. Piss off, you know? But I was like, that's the reason why I stopped bringing it. I mean, besides the fact that it took forever to eat because we only had so much time. It was just worrying about the smell was another thing. People made fun of me because it smelled weird. I never realized that other Asian kids went through the same thing. Y'all relate on this? Yeah, very much. Yeah, it was like being bullied about lunch is universally Asian. I never even noticed people make decent Asian people for that. Yeah, people made math and rice jokes, and I didn't realize it was intense as that. Oh yeah. Yeah, people made Asian jokes. Math jokes. I mean, I was fine with the math jokes. I was pretty decent at math. The rice one, that actually was just true. We eat rice. Or most of us eat rice. I don't know if all Asians eat rice, but I believe for the most part, most of us eat rice. So, yeah, there was that. Never was overt. I hate Asian people, but it was these subtle comments that slowly chipped away at my identity. Those particularly didn't help either. I sucked at math because people always told me I was less Asian because of it. No one's ever told me I was less Asian because I sucked at math. I think that's just rude. Kind of racist in general. But yeah, it was never any overt like I hate Asian people. It's just like, hey man, you're Asian, you're good at math. I'm like, decent at it, I'm not the greatest. For me, I feel like some sort of connection to being American, but it's more of something I through the motions of. It's not like I see some guy's life story and think, that's me. I was talking about it with my friend, she was like, we don't even want to be known as just Asian, but everything we do is influenced by our Asianness. That's what a lot of people miss. Is there anything over here? There is. No? Okay. Ooh. Alright. I missed that one. I see a sunrise. I saw a diamond. Did not see a sunrise. That'd be a perfect constellation. It's specifically the sunrise on our second date. Really? Yeah. That's really wholesome. The day changed where I thought previously about love and relationships, and I never thought I'd find someone who got me instantly. That was legit me before I met you, to think that something so inherent was loving something we didn't believe in. Yeah, whenever I was with anyone, I always felt like I was forced to validate me. The trick is to validate yourself. That shit is hard. That shit is hard though. It is very hard. People have their own lives, and I always feel as a guy, it's harder to ask for affection. Yeah, I feel embarrassed to do it. But you have the world telling you that it's wrong. I don't know if you remember, we were taking turns making assumptions about each other. And you were like, a lot of you may not notice it, but you're actually quite thoughtful. I didn't think that anyone noticed the effort that I put in. Remember things I said months ago. When I hear a good song, you tell me it reminds you of me. Of course, I think you're thoughtful. When you said that it wasn't just a nice comment, I felt like I was seen. I didn't want to just see you, I wanted to see you as you are. I never thought people cared enough to try. I barely made any friends my first year at college, and I basically lost all of them the next semester when I took my time off school for my depression. I was stuck in my hometown while all my high school students were somewhere else for college, who basically just made it worse. This must have been difficult. You were taking care of yourself, which is the best thing you could have done. Yeah, you're taking care of you, the best thing you could have done. A lot of my friends didn't get it because they knew me as this happy person, and everyone moved on. I bit my tongue. Everyone moved on from me being when I stopped putting in the effort. It was barely better than the time I took off. But they didn't know what to say once they realized you changed. So then when I met you, you kept talking to me even though I was pretty awkward. I felt like I finally had someone. I didn't realize I had that impact on your life. I tried to fit in a lot. I joined the school newspaper. I tried to walk people in class, but I never felt like I belonged. They all just tolerated me. But you made an effort to see me for who I am. I kinda just had this thing that's called a crush on you. Well, it came into my life right when I needed the most. It's funny you say that because I felt like meeting you was the universe's way of being like, here's something for your way for the shit we put you through. When we first met, I figured you found me annoying. People when they first meet me, I'm annoying. Not really. I'm annoying. I was way more preoccupied by thinking I was annoying you. We should have just been honest with each other. It was too much of a wuss to be honest. That English. Yeah, you really were. We all have wuss moments. We all have our wuss moments. So I would clarify, many factors including your wussiness contributed to your lack of communication. You're gonna comfort me by saying you're a wuss too? Wuss in solidarity. Indeed, that's how it works. Ooh. Is this a rainbow? No, I don't think this is a rainbow. This is a, whatchamacallit? Not a pentagon. Hexagon? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a quadrilateral, but I don't know what the shape. It's a trapezoid. Ah, I see. Volcano. My friend Kathleen used to call me Volcano Girl. I see that mountain in your neighborhood. The one we drove by last time I visited. Ooh. Yeah, I know what you mean. Remember when you went, we hung our feet off the edge of your trunk and we talked about what you wanted in a relationship. You're actually the first person I bought there. That night solidified I wanted to be with you. Why was I the first? Where was I the first? I always felt like my spot didn't want anyone to come and ruin it for me. What was different with me? I wanted you to see what was important to me, and I finally felt ready to invite someone over there, regardless of what happens between us. Personally, I think the biggest mistake people make in relationships is introducing their partner to any good song or book or place without forever be tainted once you break up. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. I've always thought I was duped. There was nothing I could do about it. Things like romance, being desired, being listened to. I didn't think those were for me. Why? Whenever I see cool girls who have their shit together, who have this effortless glow, I see them as versions of myself I could never be. So if I were a guy, why would I date me over them? Guys feel that way too. I never know what to say around girls. I don't know either. It's just how it be. Me too, I'm the least intimidating person I know. Me too. Because you're scared of talking to girls. Girls are gorgeous and smart and talented. That's terrifying. You don't sound scared when you're talking to them. You never seem scared talking to me. I definitely was. I've gone out with so many flaming garbage cans that the prospect of dating someone decent is also terrifying. To present yourself in the way you are, I think about what other people view me. Anyone who claims they're truly above the opinions of others is straight up a liar. Okay? Ooh! Oh, there's more. There's even more! There's... Okay. This looks like the Big Dipper. Or the Little Dipper. Or any dipper. Oh, it's this. It's a book. See my journal. I see my journal because it was the only thing that brought me comfort when I took time off school. And I think it deserved its own constellation. Yeah, you don't strike me as a journal person. My therapist makes me write in one. If that's important to you, then I think it deserves a constellation too. It's been almost a year since I took the semester off. I've been thinking a lot in that time of my life. What you've noticed? The painful but necessary woes of self-reflection. What have you noticed? I realized how much better my life would be if I hadn't been depressed those 2 years. I only took a semester off though. Last time doesn't include when I took up time off school. It's the entire duration of my depression. Yeah, that makes sense. I realize how much better I would be now if I spent those 2 years if I was in college productively. Yeah, I wasn't the type of person I didn't want to be friends with. I had all these goals that I put on hold. Now I'm finally getting better. I could have done so much more. I guess that makes sense, but I guess self-reflecting and just working on yourself does take a lot of time. It'll take away time from what you want to do as a productive person. But sometimes doing that in itself is also productive. So don't ever treat yourself badly for not ever putting work into the stuff, into the goals, because the first goal that you're gonna put work into is yourself. It's always the first and foremost the most important goal you should always focus on. You can't control that you have depression, so it isn't your fault, right? But no one told me that I can make friends or make progress in my dreams. I did to myself, obviously not intentionally, but it still happened. I mean, yeah, you're doing great things now. You're back at school, you have me and so many other people. Yeah, but I didn't waste those 2 years. My life could be so much better. I think the important part is you picked yourself up. People spend decades confused. I know exactly what people want in their life, which is already more than most people our age. I've always known the execution has been the difficult part. Knowing is difficult, in and of itself. I wanted to be seen for my accomplishments, that validation would make me happy. I had to stop being depressed and just think first. You should give yourself more credit. It takes so much courage to allow yourself to heal. It does. It really does. I knew it was the reason people didn't want to be my friend. I carried the negative emotions with me everywhere. It was difficult to be around. Earlier this year, I ran into a guy I met at our college newspaper. We talked in the semester before I dropped everything. When he saw me again this year, he was like, "I'm so glad that you're in a good place in your life now, because back then you were terrible to be around." He didn't have to say that, but the reason it affected me was because he was completely right. I tried to make friends and it never panned out because I wasn't likable. I couldn't help that I was depressed. I know, but he shouldn't have said that. You never know what other people are going through. Indeed. So everyone knew and loved him. He was there. He was where I wanted to be. Just because people like him doesn't mean he said the right thing. True. I mean, you don't be overly brutal with what you say. But I guess that makes sense. I saw that these people were smart and sociable, and I wanted to be them more than anything. I didn't care if they were boring. They were happy. And that was everything to me. Loss, want, happiness. Those are all the quickest way to learn about the world. Regardless of the whole boring thing, there's so many people like me who want to accept you as who you are. Let's go with this one. So I've learned. When I think about my friends, I'm always envious of their lives. They don't always have to be. They don't have to go through mental gymnastics just to get by. But I think that when it comes to small moments of joy, you feel them stronger than anyone else. Yeah, they're the ones who get ahead of life. That doesn't mean happiness. They seem happy to me. I recently met this guy in my class and realized that we were doing the same type of art. I looked up to him. So I looked him up. Saw his profile and realized that he was the real deal. While I was back at home, he was refining his style. You do that, you're already off to a right start. I don't know though. What if I could never reach that level? I don't know if my best will ever be enough. Then I have all this lost time. You needed that time to be where you are at now. If you never went through the self-reflection to take the time off school, you'd still be where you were a year ago. I guess I'm frustrated that I'm not someone else then. I like to see it is that there are moments in my life I would trade for anything. If I were a different person, I'd lose it. Yeah. Really think about it, we're these fleshy bodies trying to make sense of the world around us, so there isn't one right way to bleed blob of muscle and fat. I like this one. There are a lot of moments that, if you trade it, you'll get different experiences. You always get you won't always get the same falling moments. So it makes sense to have the moments that you had be where you are. I don't want to lose you. I don't know who I'd be if we had met. Really? Well, I do know, and I'd be worse. I feel safe telling you these things because I know you'll understand me. I could be the best version of myself starting from now. I still don't know if that's enough. For that to happen, I need to advocate for myself the way you do. If anything, I need your patience. Are you thinking? What I'm thinking? We should combine ourselves to form the perfect person and learn from each other. This is awkward. I would love if I could talk to people more. I would love if I didn't blabber so much. I would love our cute artists. I would love if I were you cute artist boy. You would make a great person. Agreed. Oh, is there anything down here? No, there's nothing down here. Something over here though. That's the beach. Where am I? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm assuming this is a balloon because it looks like a balloon, right? Looks like a balloon. Whoopsie. It's a street lamp. I see my neighborhood streetlight. Why's that? I was about to go off to college and I entered the streetlights with my friends. We talk about life. Spent my whole life wanting to be more city, more people outside my bubble. Once I left, I realized that there's actually so much of my life already in my hometown, as suburban as it is. You always call it boring. That's the point really. You can't go out, so you lie under the streetlights and talk about life while you're scared of the future and all that. When there's nothing to do, you may as well share your deepest hopes and dreams. I'm scared of the deep ocean. I'm scared of the deep ocean. What? No, it's stupid. We know nothing about the deep ocean. The pictures I've seen are terrifying. If you aren't scared, you should be. Can't say I've ever contemplated. One of my secrets is sharing the streetlight at night. Stars hold all our secrets. That's pretty intimidating. The amount of times I shared my secrets because it was late at night and I was embarrassed. Next morning I'm like, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Oh no. I know the feeling. There was this one time I liked this guy and we were messaging late at night. I started sharing my entire life story because I was like, he's gonna get all of my life drama and fall in love with me. Then he ended up ghosting me. You share your life story at all times of the day. Yeah, but I think I was exhausted. I've convinced myself we were soulmates. He was destined to like me. It's a lot of hope to have. Yeah, but I hold out on things that aren't meant to be. Truly noted. No, but I think we all want to be loved so badly that we sometimes forget we show parts of ourselves we regret. I have the opposite problem. I don't show enough of myself because I'm scared of what's going to happen next. Yeah, that's very you. After what happened last year, I didn't know if I could be in a relationship. When we first started dating, I was admittedly kind of scared about it because I'm used to guys dating me and having it go nowhere. So when you straight up told me about your mental health, I didn't know what to do. I didn't think it'd be fair to you to not say anything. Yeah, I'm just happy you are at a good enough place and you like to take the chance. I am too. Right. Is there anything up here? Oh yes, there's. I don't know what this is. I don't know what things are anymore. Oh, I see a paper lantern. Like the ones in Chinatown? I used to go to the Lantern Festival. Every year. I was still in Chinese school to make us do lantern dances. One year I was a little bit. That's adorable. There's so many things as this kid. Yeah, but none of them stuck. I'm not doing cultural dances anymore, or really anything from back then. I see how it is. Now you see me as a lazy adult. I see how it is. Phrase lazy adult came out of your mouth. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I've never heard you talk about the Lantern Festival before. That's because I stopped going. Too old now? My mom still goes, and I'd be worried if she saw me. Friends still go, though. Your friends know what's going on with your mom, right? I think they just pretend not to notice. Yeah, they do. I think they just pretend not to notice. I'm sure they don't want to make you feel awkward. I appreciate them for it, because I can at least experience the nice parts of being Asian. Like what? Seeing a Chinese person at a party immediately feeling at ease. It's the unspoken bond of meeting someone, sharing no words but understanding their upbringing entirely. I never had that feeling before. This is one time I was in 6th grade where I was at a sleepover with girls. We all started doing this one girl's makeup and she looked gorgeous. Everyone called it beautiful. Then we came to doing my makeup and they made me to a little raccoon. It wasn't on purpose, but Asian eye shapes aren't the traditional Western beauty standard, so no one understood how to do my makeup. So my friend was complimented by everyone in the group. I was a clown. So they were trying their best. They were, but whenever I tell the story to my Chinese friends, I know exactly what I'm talking about with my eye shape. The whole feeling ugly because you're Asian. Everyone else thinks it's a story about me. Everyone else thinks it's a story about me being an insecure kid, but no. It's about me being an insecure kid because I'm Asian. I don't know why anyone think Asian people are ugly. Growing up, a lot of that is faded. A lot of that has faded. I remember being young and having this guy confide in me and he didn't like my friend because I was like, she's pretty for an Asian. You don't understand why anyone would voice that opinion, especially to you. I used to wish I was right. I used to have so much comfort in being Asian. Now I don't know anymore. I hated being Asian as a kid. All the best parts of my cultural identity are no longer there because of my parents and I don't talk. I don't know, Jude. We describe your Asianness, the market of stealing fruit. It really sounds like you haven't let it go. I remember these things, but they're no longer a part of my life. It sounds like you carry them with you. I guess. No, really. If you ask me to describe the American experience, it's something general like our crazy political climate. We describe all these parts of your life in so much detail. I just don't know if the Asian community accepts me. The Asian community accepts every Asian person. Except for some people. You know who they are. It's not that my family is the black sheep of the Asian community. I should understand that it's not your fault. You know how you see your parents this one way when you're a kid? You grow up and you have this big realization, my parents are actually regular people. I went through that, but realized my mom isn't even that. Your mom is human, but your realization is more sad than humbling. I don't think my mom is this evil person. I think she's someone who can't control her temper to the point where I can't have a relationship with her. You can't control who your parents are. Some people let that bad luck define them. My mom hasn't contacted me once since our big fight. I'm never going to pretend like I know what you've been through, but you had a rough couple of years. The fact that you still have the capacity to empathize with people, to give people your all, it's a testament that you're a good person. I was at my friend's house for her birthday. While you were gone, her parents decorated the entire house and cooked us food. She got back and everyone had dinner with them. My friend deserves all these things. But the whole situation feels more fantasy than what normal parents are like to me. Her mom asked her about my parents and it's like, what am I supposed to say? I don't speak to my parents? Actually, they're still alive? You could put it up as we live separate lives now. Yeah, but I'm the one bringing the mood down the mood. I'm the one ruining the group dynamic because I have issues. That's not your fault though. I want to go where no one knows my name, where I don't have to think about the person I'm supposed to be. It doesn't matter how much you run. Catch up to you eventually. Alright. Whoa. Is there more? I don't know if there's more. Oh, there's more? I don't think there's more. Yeah, there's probably more. Hey Jude. Yeah? Well, I hope you know you're amazing, resilient, and especially you are. No matter what my current situation is, I hope you know you can always talk to me. I'll always be there for you. Miles shifts his body to lean towards mine. Our faces are so close I can hear his breath. You're my person. I used to dream about being in a relationship. I was like, I had all these fantasies about guys throwing rocks on my window, making me playlists to fall asleep to. But what has happened between us is even greater than anything I could have imagined. No matter what's happened in my life, having you there has made it all worth it. Really, you're worth it all. You're worth it. No, you're worth it. You're the brightest person in any room. But that one time you walked me home after that Father John Misty concert? Yeah. You told me you wish your past self could see you now. I remember. I wish my past self could see me now. Start shooting across the sky. Did you see that? I've never seen a shooting star before. Then you should make a wish. I did. What'd you wish for? I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. I don't like this rule about wishes. You'll know what it was soon enough. Really? I'm gonna tell you this. I wish that what I wished for just came true. Just now, I said I'd fall in love this summer, and I did. I love you. I love you too. Not just that, I love how you're unapologetically yourself, no matter what. I love how you dance when no one music is playing. I love how you get excited for all the smallest things, like seeing your favorite food at the grocery store. This is just me. On so many levels. I dance randomly. It's not that I get excited. I get excited over small things. Maybe not the food part, because that's just weird. But I do get excited over small things. It's really weird. I thought you have the worst luck when it comes to dating, but you still took the chance on me. I love the way you say yes to all my weird ideas. I love that you get more beautiful and determined each day I know you. I love that I get to witness your growth. Please tell me to rehearse that, because it was way too smooth otherwise. I did give myself a good pep talk in the mirror before tonight. Thanks for playing. Well, that's it. Man, that was really interesting, and also that was really, really nice. It's unbelievably nice. Really nice. Man, so much of that game is really, really relatable, and someone's at my doorstep. Someone at my doorstep? Someone is indeed at my doorstep. The fact that I heard that through all this is... It's not strange, but I've gotten used to it. So yeah, that's a really, really relatable game. Like, I understood a lot of this. Not just the Asian aspect, sort of like the aspect of, you know, being in relationships in general and just doubting yourself. You know, I understand a lot of that, and it makes perfect sense. There's so much, and the art style is amazing. Yeah, so that was the space in between. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really fun. It was a really nice game to play. Yeah, so thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you later. Bye-bye.